Welcome students. In this topic, we will learn about T-joint on 2 mm thick MS sheet in flat position by OAW process.
Objectives.
At the end of this topic, you will be able to select appropriate filler rod for tack welding and welding process. Prepare and set plates for T-joint in flat position. Tack weld. Inspect the weldments for defects. Now, let us look at the tools required for a T-joint on a 2 mm thick MS sheet in flat position by OAW process. Steel rule, scriber,
Nozzle.
ball peen hammer, flat file, bench vise, tri-square, tongs, chipping hammer, steel wire brush, copper-coated mild steel filler rod, oxygen and acetylene cylinder and welding torch. Personal protective equipment. Now, let us look at the pre-welding preparations for T-joint on a 2 mm thick MS sheet in flat position by OAW process. Use personal protective equipment for safety purposes. Cut 2 sheets. (150 mm length by 50 mm width), 2 mm thick MS sheets. File or grind the edges to square and ensure thorough cleaning of the joining edges. Place the pieces on the welding table as a T-joint. Hold the pieces in position using support. Ensure the vertical piece is perpendicular to the horizontal piece without a gap of the joint. Set and tack the weld pieces in a flat position. Set the gas welding plant. Fix nozzle number 5. Adjust the pressure of oxygen between 0.5 and 1.41 kg per square centimeter and acetylene at 0.8 to 0.15 kg per square centimeter. Place the tack welded pieces in a flat position. We have seen the pre-welding preparations. Now, let us look at the welding process of T-joint on a 2 mm thick MS sheet in flat position by OAW process. Start welding at the right-hand end of the joint by fusing the tack weld and the parent metal to form a molten pool. Keep the blowpipe in the leftward direction at an angle of 60 degrees to 70 degrees and the filler rod at an angle of 30 degrees to 40 degrees to the line of weld. The blowpipe and filler rod should be held at 45 degrees between the two surfaces of the joint to ensure root penetration. When the molten pool is formed, add the filler rod in the center of the molten pool. Give slight side-to-side movement to the blowpipe and a piston-like motion to the filler rod. Adjust the rate of travel of the blowpipe and the filler rod to secure even penetration at the root and into both sheets, and to produce a fillet weld of equal leg length. Stop the weld at the left-hand end of the joint after filling up the crater at the end of the weld. Extinguish the flame. Cool the nozzle and place the blowpipe at its place. Inspect for defects in the fillet weld. Now we will look at the important points to follow for a T-joint on a 2 mm thick MS sheet in flat position by OAW process. Wear safety apparels and gas welding goggles. Ensure uniform weld size and shape of bead. Crack. Lack of fusion. Uneven ripples. Lack of penetration. Recap.
In this topic, you have learned to select appropriate filler rod for tack welding and welding process. Prepare and set sheets for T-joint in flat position. Tack weld. Inspect the weldments for defects.